Hi everybody, it's Gary from Designer Walls. Today we're in the store and we're looking at halo lighting and coving, but particularly halo lighting. In the past, you probably had to create halo lighting in the ceilings, similar like this. It'll come on in a minute. Right, there you go. So it's a bit like coffering, but in reverse. So coffering, you would do your recessing and put the halo lighting, and you would have to do it with either plasterboard, etc., etc. And then, you know, if you're doing like a wall, you'd have to create, like, you know, just some recessed. It's so easy now to do it with Prorac, basically, or we call it Prorac because it's professional installation. So I'm going to show you some profiles, and we've got pretty much the latest profiles now. So right, we've got the board here now from Prorac. We call it Prorac because it's a professional installation. So what we've got here is all the lighting profiles to create halo lighting, and there's quite a few more, and you can double them up to create, or there's so many permutations you can actually use, but you can use them from sort of like ceiling down. So for example, there's that style there, and there's much more different ones where your LED tracking would go in there. What we do like is, for example, halo lighting like this, where you can put all your cables inside there. You know, if you're going to put your drivers in the halo lighting coving, they can sit in there quite easy. There's plenty of room for them. Majority of the drivers are quite small, so that's not too bad. If you just want something to put in the ceiling or the edge of the ceiling, you know, you can use these. You can use them on the side. So, you know, if you want to like put a small recess, you know, that can make a frame going round, that can go in there. Some of these profiles are quite small, so you'd have to be careful where you decided to use these, but you know, you could use them for upside down in reverse, so they're shining down. As I say, plenty of room for cables, and like in this one, for example, it just nicely sits there, and there's room on the back to sort of like tape your drivers. You know, we've used this one on a vaulted ceiling. It's got a bit of an angle, so you can put that like that, but you can always tilt it a little bit, so it's actually shining up the vaulted ceiling. And there's a couple, like for instance this one here, if you're using, let me get a panel, if you're using some of our 3D panels, you can sort of like put that so it finishes there, or even on a smaller one, for example, you know, any of these, you can always push that out. There's always a profile to bring that out. Any of these here, like that one in particular, which is very popular, you can put your LED, you can put your wall profile there and there, and it actually looks quite great behind a bed, you know, for instance, you know, it really looks nice. And if you're just going to do some traditional French panelling, for example, like that, you'd use a French panelling coving, do something like that, and you can create it above. So it's you know, it's quite comprehensive, you know, and we're around to give you some help if you need any. We're not specialists in LED, but we know a lot of profiles. We work with a lot of manufacturers. So one question we do get asked is about drivers, and they are a pain in the backside, because you've not just got like a driver. It depends you want it. If it's a long run, it's going to be quite a big driver. Is it RGB, which is red, green, blue, multicolour? Is it with a white or a daylight? Bigger drivers, you need to remote control, you need to put these, so you've got to think carefully where your position of your driver is going to be, and that's why sometimes, you know, you need to use a bigger coving. But, you know, for example, we're going to do a wall, bedroom wall, and we're going to use this to channel the cables, and we're going to run it up to something like this. Now you can get thinner drivers which might just fit in there. Otherwise, you're going to have to put them somewhere, hide them. What I forgot to add, guys, is also when, you know, you can remember these come in like a very smooth primer finish. It's not a primer, it's just a coating that's on them, but it's ready to be painted, so you can paint them any colour you want to. And like I say, if you joint them, it will be perfect if you use the correct adhesives that we specify, that the product specifies. So remember, guys, if your walls have got no soul and need some textural healing, don't speak to Marvin, ask Gary about Designer Walls and Ceilings. Thank you.